being to observe and evaluate each team and player's rankings in real time. With IBM's Power Rankings with Watson, the game is being changed.
Check out Power Rankings at ibm.com/overwatch.
During his address,
some tricks to warm up your garden soil for early planting. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Are you stuck inside but looking for bargains on new and secondhand goods? Try highbid.com, the online auction site for just about anything. Highbid.com offers a safe and easy way to find hundreds of thousands of items for sale every day. From rare coins to fine jewelry, tools to vintage toys, and classic cars to real estate, Highbid.com has it all. Highbid.com makes it easy to find what you're looking for, and the site is simple to use. Come to highbid.com, that's HIBID.com, and start discovering great deals today.
I'm a botanist, I'm a scientist, and an activist. I'm a mechanic, I'm a caretaker, a hayraker, I'm a miller, a tiller, and a grain bin filler. I'm a farmer. But the most important handle I ever had is Dad.
You're a parent first, farmer second. Do all you can to make your farm safe for children. Visit cultivatesafety.org for help protecting the most important thing you will ever raise.
As spring begins and that feeling of sunshine and warmth occasionally pops in for a visit or two, it may be difficult to resist getting some plants in the garden. To make sure the soil temperature is ready when it's time for sowing, there are a few things you could do to help speed things up. The mulch is a wonderful thing for mitigating soil temperature fluctuation. If the long, cold winter has frozen the ground beneath it, step one would be to temporarily remove the mulch so that the sunshine can reach the soil. Large stones or bricks along the sides of the garden beds absorb heat from the sun during the day and then release the heat at night when the temperature drops. They'll help the soil get hotter during the day and keep it snugly at night. Clear plastic sheeting can increase the temperature of the soil rapidly, as well as hold much of that heat in place on chillier nights. Or you could build a cold frame, hoop house, or repurposed greenhouse. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have plenty of sunshine today with a high of 79 to 84, then clear skies tonight, low 61 to 68. Some sunshine on Friday, then turning cloudy, high tomorrow 82 to 85. Then a mix of clouds and sunshine on Saturday with a high of 85 to 91. Partly sunny Sunday, high 83 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Thursday morning. Welcome to hour number 3 of Ocala Talks, or if you're just joining us, hour number 1 for you. Coming up at 10:20, we're going to have an interview with Shanna Colavecchio, talking about the prepaid college program. If you're a parent of small children and you want to start a prepaid college fund, the deadline for doing that, the window is closing very soon. So it's one of the ways that you can make a smart investment to help your children in college, to help your children now to have enough money to go to college when they're 18 or 19 years old. This is out of Tallahassee, but I want to talk about it because it's a bill sponsored by Dennis Baxley, who is a Republican here from Ocala. The Senate Rules Committee has approved Senate Bill 90, limiting drop boxes to early voting sites during their open hours. It requires voters that want mail-in ballots to request them before every general election, beginning after next year's contest. It also has a signature match provision in it. Baxley said he's willing to revamp the proposal when the bill goes before the full Senate because he knows it's controversial, the signature matching program. Separate House bill that reworks Florida's election laws was ready Monday for a vote there with a lesser signature verification standard. But Baxley says he understands elections are controversial and there's a fear that we're trying to take away the right of the people to vote. But I also want you to understand that this is not the intention. He says that it's just to make sure that every honest and true vote is calculated, while fake votes and votes of people who might be with us or not with us anymore doesn't get counted. So this is a step in the right direction, in my opinion. You want to have fair and honest elections, and you can only have fair and honest elections if everybody's on the same page. And a lot of we hear about ballot stuffing. We know that I know for a fact, I held the ballot in my hand, that people who have been passed away for over 15 years can still get ballots sent to them. Wants to stop an unscrupulous niece, nephew, daughter, son, grandson, granddaughter who wants to vote, more than once, wants to stop them from filling that ballot out and sending it back in if there's no verification of why the ballot was requested or anything like that. So I think this is a step in the right direction for the state of Florida to take. I want to give a shout out right now to Robert Everett Gentry. I know people may not know who Robert Everett Gentry is, but he's a guy who is committed to his community. He's a guy that knows there are people out there that have less than him. And what he does, he's a barber, and almost every Monday he shows up at Interfaith Emergency Services in Ocala and gives the homeless free haircuts. He said it's beneficial for him to focus on people that are falling on hard times. It helps me to humble myself and give back to my community. He said there's zero judgment here. Some do it for job interviews. It's a place for them to hang out and get away from reality, the area where the haircuts take place. But some people do get the haircuts for job interviews. Gentry, who works as a full-time barber at Fade Factory, visits Interfaith most Mondays from 8 a.m. to noon. He averages 15 to 20 haircuts a week. He said the church that he goes to donated the money to buy the chair. It stays on site at Interfaith. Interfaith, if you don't know, serves about 30,000 people a year. It provides food and other basic necessities. Most of the clients are experiencing homelessness. Senior citizens, veterans, people with disabilities, and underemployed are who we help. That according to the website. But here's a guy, Robert Everett Gentry. He's doing his part to help by every Monday, almost every Monday from 8 a.m. to noon. He goes and he pulls his barber chair out from where he has it stored at Interfaith, and he puts the clippers, plugs the clippers in, and he delivers haircuts to the homeless for free. So I just want to say kudos, Robert Gentry, for all that you do to try to better the community you live in. I had a caller off the air that was listening, and during the news break, if you heard the national news break, it says that Biden is now included transgender as surgically if somebody wants to have surgery to change from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, that their insurance and all that should cover that. It started with the Affordable Care Act back in 2012, I think. Remember we don't know what's in it, but let's pass it and then we can read what's in it. That deal. So a caller called in during the break and goes, well, let me ask you this. If a person who is transgender and wants to change their gender from the gender they were born with to another gender, and they want to do it through surgical means, and the federal government says you have to let them do that and you have to pay for it using their insurance, well, I want to make myself look prettier, so I want plastic surgery. Why can't that be covered? I think it makes a valid point. Because to change from one gender to the other is not life-threatening. it's somebody goes, well, Tom, you don't understand the plight of it. No, look, if you're transgender and you recognize as a woman instead of a man, but you were born anatomically as a man. I mean, I get there are things you can do to make yourself, see yourself as a woman. Bruce Jenner did it forming into Caitlyn Jenner. I don't know that he's had any surgery. He may be in line for it. But to say that it's a need where it's like a life or death, it's like heart surgery. They want a transgender. It's their right to do so, and through surgery if they want to, and we have to pay the bill, or their insurance has to pay the bill. Well, if I want to look prettier, my insurance should pay for me to get a facelift. If I'm a woman and I don't like my physical attributes, I should be able to enhance them, because it could cause me mental anguish to have to deal with flat-chestedness. So I should be able medically to get breast enhancements because my mental state would not be safe. Where does it end? That's the question. Because I think those are valid points. Self-esteem issues and all. If your self-esteem can improve because of plastic surgery, that, my self-esteem leads to my mental wellness and mental health. How can you deny me? You let transgender change from one gender to the other through surgery because it helps with their mental health and it helps them identify with who they truly are in their mind. Well, who I truly am in my mind is Brad Pitt, so why can't I have surgery to try to make myself look like Brad Pitt? Help my mental state. That's where we're at with these slippery slopes. That's when you hear people say slippery slopes. That's exactly what they're talking about. Where does it end? How far down the slope do we allow ourselves to fall before we say enough? That's the questions you got to ask yourself. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Shannon Colavecchio. She's going to talk about prepaid college programs. The deadline for those are April 30th. So we'll talk to Shannon Colavecchio. We'll do that next, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.